What's up guys, welcome back for another YgoPro duel video. The new Heavymetalfoes Link monster has been revealed, Electrum. A couple of weeks ago there was like a leaked list, like a spoiler list from all the new Link Vrains monsters, the new Link monsters from every older archetype, and the Metalfoe one was also on there, or at least on that particular list, and here it is. Electrum is super disgusting for pendulum decks. It's very easy to get on the field, it only needs 2 pendulum monsters, so something like Rescue Rabbit into, Metalfoes or something like that, or for pendulum magicians, something like Astrograph Sorcerer immediately gets this card on the field. It has 3 separate effects. Is upon Link Summon, you can place any pendulum monster from your main deck and place it face up in your extra deck. That's cool, tutoring, pendulum monsters from your main deck. Its second effect states that you can destroy any face-up card on your side of the field, except of course your Electrum itself, and then of course that card will be destroyed, and then you can add 1 face-up pendulum monster from your extra deck to your hand, so you can pretty much, take back the card you just sent face up to your extra deck. Its third effect is that if any card in your pendulum zone leaves the field, you can draw 1 card. So again, both these effects are only once per turn. But again, in Pendulum Magicians and with the new Crystron Link monster, this just screams for more shenanigans, as you'll see in a couple of moments. I believe, Metalfoes is definitely an option, but in this video I want to focus on Pendulum Magicians. I've started with the regular Pendulum Magician build I've used previously and adding in an Astrograph Sorcerer. Since you have to either hard draw into it or search it out off of your Wavering Eyes. This is more of a combo based video, as you will see in a couple of moments, based on pretty much the same cards like Joker, Astrograph, but like this whole deck searches out each other, right? That's definitely one of this deck's biggest advantages. The Odd Eyes, there's like a couple of Odd Eyes replays further down the lane, featuring the new, these new Odd Eyes cards on the left of the side deck, but I'll come back to those in a couple of moments. So again, the new Pendulum, at least the new, Full Metal, at least the Metalfoe Link monster is so good, very easy to get on board, and it's just insane how many combos, how many plays you can do. There are so many decision threes you can do, and it's up to you how you want to end your field, right? If you have access to Sorcerer with the Link Crystron, that immediately gives you access to Naturia Beast and going first, that's just so good against a lot of decks. And on top of that, it's so disgustingly easy to get your Astrograph spell and trap in your opening turn. So again, it's just disgusting what you can do with this deck. There are so many possibilities, guys. Again, the extra deck is packed, but you'll see throughout the video there are like a lot of possibilities you can do, a lot of fields you can pump up. But again, that's up to you how you want to play the deck. So let's hop into the first example. Okay, so the first example, it's pretty much always the same, featuring Pendulum Magicians. It always comes down to the effect of the normal summon Joker being one of the monsters needed to go for that Metalfoe Link monster, and then second of all is of course Astrograph Sorcerer. In the first few examples, having Astrograph in the opening hand, but there is definitely an option to search it out of your Wavering Eyes and immediately drop it off of the search from Wavering Eyes. The point is of this Metalfoe Link monster is that you can keep looping the same Sorcerer over and over again, and every time when it's summoned you can just get back any pendulum monster that was destroyed during the same turn. So you keep looping your pendulum Sorcerer, have access to the Link Crystron monster, which is again disgustingly easy to get on the field, and that's just searching out Bulb, and you can go from there, spamming multiple Omegas if you want, and the Crystron Link monster can tribute itself during your opponent's turn, special summon a Synchro Tuner, and again opening up Synchro plays during your opponent's turn. Another example, pretty much just the same combo, same card combinations, dropping Astrograph, eventually get a search. Wisdom My Magician eventually set up the Pendulum Graph spell, trigger it, and I believe searching out the Tuner Magician indeed. Harmonizing, that should be the name, and again using, at least that's something I didn't mention yet, is the fact that you can take any pendulum monster from your deck and put it face up in your extra deck. That instantly tutors, for example, your pendulum sorcerer, which again can, thanks to the link Crystron Monster, lead to a very easy special summon of Naturia Beast. And you know, Bulb is so easily, yeah, like in combination with Astrograph, that's like 2 level 8 synchro summons like Omega, for example, or yeah, you get the deal, right? It's just insane how this new Metalfoe Link Monster again raises the ceiling of, for example, Pendulum Magicians. Another example, not really sure what the difference is. I believe here is where the Venom fusion monster will be dropped. I eventually added it back again, and then I realized it's actually kinda good with the Metalfoe monster. But okay, go for the Pendulum Summon again, set up, 2 darks indeed, pointing, at least in the zones, pointing to my Metalfoe monster, my Link monster. Go for the Omega, and you know, Omega freeing some space here on my side of the field, and then keep looping my Astrograph Sorcerer. Get some more searches, more pluses, and again, search out the Pendulum Graph trap card. Definitely using Desires here. Set up the Pendulum Scale due to Wavering Eyes, you know, which could be important. Mirror Match, Pendulum Magician definitely gaining a boost off of the new November list for the TCG. And the fact that, you know, this Starving Venom, it's like very easy to get on the field. And it's like for Infinities, what is it called? 100 Ice Dragon? Like copying something from your grave. It will gain the effect so you can easily copy your full Metalfoe, at least your Metalfoe Link monster. Pop something again, get back your Astrograph Saucer from your extra deck, you know, keep the loop going. It's just insane. Another example, let's just add Sky Iris to the main deck with, you know, that level 2, what is it called, that Odd Eyes Synchron Tuner, which definitely can have a place in this deck, as you will see in a couple of moments. So again, Astrograph will be dropped to get some more searches, more pluses eventually, but again, priority number 1 is get both the Astrograph Spell and Trap, and then go from there, depending on which monsters you have in your hand, right? But again, pretty much the same. Go for the Link, go for the Exceed Summon first, then go for the Crystron Monster. Make sure that you special summon it into the other extra monster zone. This gives you an extra monster zone for the extra deck summon. Again, using the same Astrograph, go for another Omega. Bulb should, I believe, still be live. Using the Dissolver in my Pendulum Scale. So again, use any Odd Eyes monster, and you know, the level 2 monster, what is it called? The Synchron is an Odd Eye monster. So go for Vortex, pretty much like a free Vortex. Negate any spell from my opponent, for example. Again, like saving my field, right? And also making like Omega here during my opponent's turn, thanks to the Link Crystron. Like these plays, guys. Again, the examples you see here is of course going first, and again going new format, hand traps, definitely very important in today's format. But again, it's just showcasing the possibilities you can do, since again it's just like 2/3 card combos, and there are just a lot of possibilities leading those, or at least leading to those particular cards needed. The hardest card to get is Astrograph, but again, it's searchable off of your Wavering Eyes, for example. Yeah, Black Fang indeed in the extra, at least in the Pendulum Zone, will be very clutch in a couple of moments. Go for the Link, at least go for the Exceed Summon, get a search that Dissolver indeed. I'll be using it in a couple of moments. Go for Venom again, copying the Metalfoe Link monster, and keep looping my Sorcerer again. Free level 8 Synchro Summons, for example, guys. Again, go for the Vortex Fusion Summon. And the difference between now is that I don't have a Synchro Summon during my opponent's turn, but still go with the Ash Blossom in my hand. I have the Pendulum Graph trap card set to interrupt any of my opponent's plays. Vortex on the field to protect my field. Wow. Last example again features a couple of cards that currently not in the extra deck, but again, it's up to you if you want to main deck them. Again, featuring Wavering Eyes, searchable off of, at least, yeah, Astrograph. Drop it immediately, get a search, and, you know, more searches eventually. The full Metalfoe, at least the Metalfoe Link monster, just gives you access to more destruction, more self-destruction, and more searches off of your Pendulum Graph spell card, indeed. Pendulum Summon level 2 Synchron, indeed, thanks to my Violet Magician Poison, or at least, yeah, Poison Magician, you know, and then thanks to the new level 2 Synchron Odd Eyes monster, it can keep upgrading. Go for Nirvana High Paladin again, and then drop the same Sorcerer. It's pretty much the same, guys. Keep looping all your cards. Go for the Link Crystron monster. Again, there is Omega. Go for the Venom again, thanks to Paladin. Here I made a mistake. I thought I still had that Synchron, that Odd-Eye Synchron in my Pendulum scale, but I obviously don't have it, but I can recover it very easily by just going for the second Omega, use Desires eventually, more pluses, set up that Black Fang eventually with Wavering Eyes. Yeah, that's how Link Vrains will impact the metagame. It's just insane how these new Pendulum, at least these new Link monster, like, it's so stupid. Remember when you all said like Pendulums will pretty much be unplayable going into Link format? Well, definitely not the case with both Electrum and the Link Crystron monster. But again, the extra deck is really tight. Feel free to like and add in those cards featured in the video. Our number 41 Barrel Load Dragon, definitely an option for the extra deck as well. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching and feel free to leave a comment or a like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.